Poisonrana.
Hello. Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Poisonrana Live. You found us in your podcast app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and it's Sunday, March 1st. Pay your rent, which means
we are live on youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Hello, YouTube room. How are we doing?
Hello, all the YouTubers, all the friends, and all the frogs out there. We're going to talk about some wrestling today. We're going to lock in and discuss the Elimination Chamber on the final stop on the road to WrestleMania in only, like a month? 2 months, something like that.
It's like 7 weeks away.
Yeah, 7 weeks till WrestleMania. And we're going to talk all about the world of wrestling. So welcome to the show. And if you like what you hear, hit that follow, subscribe, and appreciate. I got my Dr. Pepper Zero.
I've got my I just ran out. I have my last one. I've become a little obsessed with them. Is it the best tasting diet soda? Like it tastes just like Dr. Pepper to me. I don't get that aspartame taste from it, unlike other diet drinks. I think it's fantastic.
My girlfriend bought a pack of this a week or two ago, and then I went afterwards and bought some, and then randomly was discussing this with you the other day, and you're like, I've been obsessed with these. I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with these.
I need to, after we finish today, I'm going to try and make the most. It's a beautiful day outside, so I'm going to try and catch the last couple of hours of sunshine and probably pick up a case. But right now I've got the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, Zero Caffeine, which also like tastes pretty good. Definitely been on a bit of a diet drinks or like my bubblies and all that kind of kicks at the moment.
Usually though, you want the caffeine. I'm shocked you're not. You're having a caffeine.
Yeah,
free?
this is. I mean,
Who are you?
I don't. For me, like caffeine and soda doesn't really affect me a whole lot. I do have my quad Americano on the go as well. I've got like 4 drinks here for this show.
Right.
But the zero caffeine diet Coke Zero just tastes. It tastes as close to Coke as I can get. I get that. Like, yeah, it hits what I want. I find Coke Zero regular has this like dead taste after it, and then Diet Coke is a little aspartame, whereas this has that nice like, you know, when you like click your tongue, it's got that kind of thing for it for me.
How are you feeling today?
We are not sponsored by any of these things.
Yeah.
So Coca-Cola, if you're out there, we will accept Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to get a sponsorship for us because the Strong Zero like knockoff, like it's official, but they're bringing them to North America now, and I'm waiting for that Ontario. Like as soon as they say, yeah, we're in Ontario now, I'm like, I'm gonna get them to make us jackets. I'm gonna talk about it all the time if they give us free free stuff. But how you feeling? I was gonna say this morning, but it's 2:00.
Pretty good. Normally, I went to bed the normal time I do on a Saturday because I'm normally working the bar and closing. But obviously, we were going a little heavy yesterday with the Elimination Chamber, so I just slept in today, and I feel good for it. And I'll get my walk in a little bit.
We had our Elimination Chamber watch party last night. Got to start by saying thanks to anyone who showed up. If you're listening and you were at the watch party at National downtown Toronto, thanks for coming through. We had a hell of a time hanging out with some familiar faces, some new people as well. It's always fun. Like, okay, wrestling we can watch at home. Majority of the time I'm watching by myself at home, but once in a while, especially for like the PLEs or whatever, like it's great having big amount of people all feeling the energy or lack thereof sometimes while watching. It really makes it like a whole ordeal, a whole like event of like, oh, if you're not being able to be there physically, the next best thing is watching with a giant group of people. So
absolutely. And we had a lot of new faces yesterday. So thank you. If you found us, if you came yesterday and you found us through that, welcome and thanks for coming. We had a great time, and I think WrestleMania, which we've now announced, we will be doing 2 nights, WrestleMania 18th and 19th at the National. So get your tickets. They're already on sale. They're already starting to move. But yeah, had an awesome time yesterday.
Yeah, good thing our watch party for WrestleMania is not in Vegas. So we'll be doing it in Toronto. So it will happen. But we're looking forward to this. This is 2 nights. It's a lot to ask of people, but we've done it the last few years and it's been awesome. We've got like all the screens, our big projector with the wrestling on, and then we have like your wrestling drink specials, the Royal Rumble shot, the Poisonranas on deck. National's got Jelly King as well, which is good.
Oh yeah.
Raffles. We did some raffles yesterday. We always have the great prizes. What did we give away yesterday? Another one of the Stone Cold vests was a big winner.
Vest, some masks, a signed Jericho picture.
Yeah, we'll get into opening our own crate. Yesterday, but we will be doing 2 nights at the National, April 18th and 19th. If you are in the Toronto area, come hang out with us. Come watch some wrestling on the big screens, and it'll be a party. I'm telling you right now, we're probably gonna have the bar packed to capacity both nights, and definitely looking forward to this, as well as our friends Pure Fandom. Big Tom was slinging some merch, some belts and masks, and he also ended up giving away a world title so someone walked out as champion, and there's a potential that someone else could walk out champion both nights of WrestleMania. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing 2 nights. I'm not in WrestleMania mode. I don't feel like the FOMO.
I'm not sure if WWE is in WrestleMania mode right now.
I'm happy you say that, so I'm not alone. But I'm not having the like, I really wish I should, look at those flights. Not a fucking chance. Am I feeling that way, especially after watching last night's show? But doing these things, like meeting people and talking to people from all like walks of life who come to these events, is like is the thing I'm more looking forward to than WrestleMania. We had these 2 guys yesterday who showed up to our event, and I always like to talk to people like, hey, how did you find us? Maybe you're a listener, maybe it's like, oh well, I found you guys on Google or Eventbrite or whatever. But these 2 guys came, I believe, I forget their names, but one was from Florida and one was from Connecticut, and they said they were up here in Toronto to get some engagement ring for like their wife or something, or future wife, and they lied to their future wife, I guess, that they were going to Chicago to watch this event so that they could come up here and get this ring because he's going to propose. And I was like, that's crazy. Okay. And then we found you guys on Google, so we thought, fuck it, we'll just stay in Toronto and we'll watch at a bar. And then they showed up. They're like, whoa, you guys do this all the time. It's crazy. So I just thought that was the funniest. They're like, yeah, we lied to our wives because we wanted to come up here and do other stuff. But oh, fuck, you guys are airing it? Okay, cool. And hearing other people like, oh, I found you guys on Google because I just didn't want to watch it at home.
We had a table of ladies visiting the city as well, who they booked day of, and I'm chatting to them. I'm like, oh, so you're wrestling fans? And they went, well, we are now. I was like, oh, why did you come? And they're like, oh, we were just looking for stuff to do in the city tonight, and your event came up, so we thought, why not? Let's go and watch the Elimination Chamber. It's like, all right, well,
they were like,
welcome.
Like, middle-aged women who were like, they were some of the first people to show up. We were like, who are they here for?
They're like dressed up like really nicely, like for a night out. They're like, do they have tickets?
Do they know what we did? Yeah. They ended up having tickets. They were really nice. I talked to them a bit too. It was just so funny. You see like all the different people come through. Like, yeah, we have people in our wrestling community. We're really proud of our Toronto wrestling friends in our community, but there's always room for more, and it's great seeing like people come by just to watch, and then they're like, oh, there's games, you guys do raffles, and we give out prizes and stuff. So we like to have a good time, and it was a good time. It wasn't a good time though for 2 of our friends yesterday.
Oh,
remember what happened? So there was a washroom stall. He's gonna be both of our friends are gonna be upset we're telling this story, but we have to. So there was a washroom stall that said like, hey, this stall is out of order, do not use. But our friend Caleb, Buffalo Caleb,
was like, fuck it.
He's like, I have to pee so bad. So he blow past this sign and went into this stall and then did his business and then was stuck inside. And think about it. Now, inside this giant bar with like loud wrestling on the screens, people hooting and hollering, this poor guy, Caleb, banging on this washroom door, like, help me, is there anyone out there? So like during the main event of the Elimination Chamber, He sent me texts. He sent me voice notes, which I said I would play on the show, but I won't do that to him. He was calling everyone, and then finally he said some lady heard him, help, and just opened the door and was like, you good? And he's like, oh, thank you. So he was free. So we were making fun of him for that happening. But then after the event, our friend Big Tom was like packing up his stuff in his car, and he got stuck in a loading dock below the venue for like 30 minutes. And I thought for sure he was going to be sleeping there that night.
Like I felt useless. He kept calling, and it's end of the night. The event's over. We can like let our hair down a little bit. I'm like pretty drunk, and he's like, I'm stuck. I'm like, where are you? Loading dock. I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. And then asking like staff, and they're all kind of shrugging. Like I don't know. I don't load stuff here.
Funny. Oh my god. Eventually he said some security guards came by, and he was like angry, and they're like, well, you need a pass. He's like, I'm stuck. I need out. And they're like, no, you need a pass to get out. He's like, guys, you're letting me out. Like, what do you mean a pass to get out? I'm stuck.
I just live here now because I don't have a pass. Like, no,
just
get me out of here.
Two of our friends stuck, but both made it out, and that's what counts. But it's just so funny because he could still be there right now for all we know. But I just
until he gets his pass.
It's just funny, like between that and then Caleb in the washroom, who's like, hey, like he's like one of the most nicest dudes, and he's just his polite messages to everyone. Hey, is it possible you could help me out?
Help me.
So funny. So our friends are safe, and that's what counts, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
But it was a fun time doing the watch party, and we're going to be doing it again for WrestleMania, and definitely looking forward to that. We had some friends come by, WH Park, Mike Murray, some of the regular faces that we see at our shows and stuff. So if you are thinking about it, definitely come hang out with us WrestleMania weekend, because it's going to be a blast. And I know some listeners out there who, whether you're new listeners or longtime listeners, we love getting the messages of like, oh, want to be there in spirit because you guys we appreciate that. And who knows, we'll one day do another event in another city, I'm sure, down the line. So yeah, I appreciate everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Been really enjoying these events at this new venue. Really, I already excited for Mania. So and wasn't sure how this one would go. Obviously, your Rumbles and your Manias sell really well. There's a lot of interest. I think you even get a lot of casual fans come along. But I was really happy with yesterday's turnout as well. And especially when we're seeing all these new faces as well who found us, it just keeps growing. And, don't want to like toot our own horn, but having people saying, oh, went to a different watch party for the Royal Rumble, and they said, this is so much better, so much more organized, and you got shit going on and like prizes and this. So it was really awesome.
We will have some new prizes. Oh yes, WH Park was getting WH Park had too many blackbird shots.
Yeah.
He had one, and then he was done.
Holding the World Heavyweight Championship and all that. Yeah. Good stuff.
So our friend Reckless Rob was like, hey, I have an idea. So he created this like folder that said Poisonrana crate, do not open until exactly like the WWE crate, essentially. And Rob was under the impression that the crate would reveal Chris Jericho. So Rob donated a prize of an autographed Chris Jericho photo. So we put that in our crate and then drew a random thing, and someone won it. And after the Danhausen reveal, we let someone else open it, and they were pretty happy. They were like, hey, Chris Jericho, I know who that is. So I think our bar had a bigger pop from when we opened our crate than the actual pop from what was on screen. But so thanks, Rob, for that. And that was a lot of fun. And we're looking at some prizes for the next one. So it's always fun. People are always, the Austin vest is definitely
it's always a winner. Yeah, gotta put in an order for some more of them.
Yeah. So again, if you're listening, you were there, and appreciate, and we hope to see you at the next one. We'll talk about Elimination Chamber. We have a ton of other shows as well. Tuesdays, obviously, we're on Post Wrestling with the new episode of Up Next. We'll be back on Tuesday. But we have a Patreon here, which definitely keeps the lights on. And if you like the pods and need your entertainment for your long drives or lonely walks, we got you covered, because on our Patreon, we've banging out shows lately. We did our best match ever, AJ Styles in TNA, where we listed up 7 of the best ranked AJ matches from TNA. We review, rate them, discuss them, and that was an awesome show, and we even link the matches for you. But this week, we're doing part 2. We're going to be looking at AJ Styles in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Right before he signed with WWE, he did a little stint over there. You might have heard of the Bullet Club. Well, we're going to talk about AJ versus Tana, Okada, Ibushi, and a whole lot more. So definitely looking forward to the AJ New Japan. I haven't watched some of these back since it happened. So
I haven't seen all of them, to be honest. Yeah. Like I've definitely seen those Wrestle Kingdom matches, but there's some others that I've never seen. So yeah, really excited for this one.
We also just did some movie reviews. Our world patrons, our family members pick stuff when we review it. We recently did Kill Bill Volume 2. We recently did Ready Player One. And Jake, just last week, recorded his pick, Beyond the Mat, the 1999 wrestling documentary. If you're someone who's been watching Unreal or Dark Side of the Ring, this is like the precursor. This is the real original wrestling documentary, and I think everyone can remember. I mean, if you've never seen it, you should. It's a must watch. But everyone remembers Noel Foley talking about nipples, Terry Funk saying he's going to retire again, and boy, did we have a great discussion on New Jack and his Hollywood auditions.
What could have been?
I'll tell you right now, like, sometimes we crack ourselves up on these shows, and hey, we are, part of our job is we love when we can make you listeners out there laugh. But if I gotta pinpoint something that I say you have to hear us discuss, New Jack. New Jack potentially being Denzel Washington's friend in some movie.
It was news to us. We had no idea.
Yeah, we're behind because we just reviewed it, but like, oh my
God.
Some
of you are probably like, yeah, idiots.
We know about
you didn't know this. We knew about this 20 years ago. But
between that and then the guy who jumps on the trampoline in his underwear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This was a great review. So shout out Jake for making a great pick there. But me and you had a ball talking about it. So that's on the Patreon as well. So tons of shows, movie reviews, wrestling, so much more. $5 a month, patreon.com/Poisonrana. You get access to all those shows, plus all the other best match evers, what was next, movie reviews, everything is on there. So appreciate everyone checking out the content that we like to create here at Poisonrana. But looking forward to we're doing AJ New Japan this week. So definitely looking forward to that.
We've got that coming up. We've got our yearly St. Patrick's Day tradition of Leprechaun. We'll be reviewing Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
We're going back to the Hood.
I believe this might be the 6th movie we reviewed. What is wrong with us?
We missed Friday the 13th, but that's okay.
Well, we missed that once in a while. It's okay. Yeah, it depends what's going on in the calendar, but there'll be more.
So Leprechaun in a few weeks. Great. Very excited about that. We have some great shows, though, lined up in the next few weeks as well. So as always, the Patreon is what keeps us going. And if you like what you hear, please check us out. It's $5 and you get all these other shows. And it's a lot of fun. We're here for you no matter what. Yeah. We got you covered. Anything else before we dive in? I feel like that's about it.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, let's go through some WWE, and then when we're done talking Chamber, we can talk about I don't know, some AEWs from Dynamite and anything else in the world of news. But obviously, coming off of yesterday's Elimination Chamber, the whole talk of the town is not the Chamber winners, but it's Danhausen.
Is it? Is it though?
I mean, I see more of that today than I'm seeing of Randy. I'm like, oh yeah, Randy won. It's everything I'm seeing on social media is Danhausen. So I guess it worked.
Well, shall we start from the top?
Yeah,
with the women's Elimination Chamber match.
Absolutely, yeah. We had the women kick things off. Only 4 matches, obviously. It was interesting because it went from the women's chamber into the women's like intercontinental match. But then I remember there's literally only 4 matches on this. But yeah, where did you see with this with now I'm blanking on who actually won this match, but where you see going like Rhea Ripley and Jade, like just the visual of those two next to each other, you're like, okay, I can see that. But
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the obvious choice. I think maybe Tiffany as like an outsider's bet, and obviously they were the final 2 there. But Rhea makes sense. They just dropped the tag titles to the Irresistible Forces on SmackDown, so that frees Rhea up from that. And then, yeah, I think just as you said, the visual of these two like massive women going at it, I don't expect it to be like a great match, just because I think Jade is still quite limited in ring, but I also would have probably booked it myself if I was booking Mania, just because if you look at the people you've got and whatever, I can't see a match for Jade that's more interesting than this unless Bianca were to come back. So it seems, Rhea's still incredibly popular, so why not? And then if Rhea wins it does set up an EO feud down the line.
Yeah, I could see it that way. I can't say a Jade versus anyone match excites me, and that's just being honest. I'm not. It's not for me, but I can understand seeing. Every time I see her on screen, I'm like, you should be on a TV show because look,
absolutely,
at you, you're like a superhero. But when it comes to wrestling, I'm like, I could definitely do without watching your matches. I'm just being honest, and I don't think I'm alone on that. So seeing Rhea versus Jade, it's like cool. The visual of these two like huge, strong, powerful women, face to face, clashing, fighting. I understand. I'm just hoping that maybe Rhea can pull something out of Jade that we haven't seen yet, but I don't know. Not necessarily something I'm rushing to be. Oh, I can't wait to see that match. I can. So.
I kind of felt the same with both chambers, where just I've grown tired of the gimmick, and I think it's with the lack of violence you can have, it makes it really hard to get to make these matches exciting or do anything that you haven't really seen before. Someone's going to jump off the pod, someone's going to get beaten up inside a pod, someone's probably going to go through the plastic window of the pod, and that's kind of about it. And then and I think what sucks about it is a lot of those bumps on the actual like floor area around the ring probably really fucking hurt. Even though they've got that padding on it now, it's still that like metal grating underneath, and it probably really hurts. And Tiffany especially took some quite nasty bumps in this match, and she looked quite beaten up by the end of it. But it's nowhere near as satisfying as someone going through a table, which probably hurts way less, So you kind of go, what is the benefit of this? And I think, as we're seeing with the just lack of creativity and booking, and like we'll get into the men's later, but is it making things difficult for them when they're trying to maybe just book, it looks like the universal title, the undisputed title is going to be a multi-man. Is it hard? Like if in your head that that's where you're going to get to, and then you've got to go through the chamber and find these ways to find these loopholes to somehow get someone inserted in the match. Is it just tying their hands a little bit? And would it be better if they just rested the chamber for a bit and, did a title match in a chamber later in the year at a different pay-per-view or something like that? Like, I almost felt the Royal Rumble had run its course this year as well, which obviously I don't want to see the Rumble go, but I feel it's tying their hands a little bit. And I kind of felt watching both these chamber matches the same way I felt watching War Games last year as well. Just
absolutely.
I don't know what more you can do. And sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder. And they successfully did that with Hell in a Cell, resting it for a bit and having it for Punk and Drew. And it felt like it meant something again. And we haven't had a Cell since then. And maybe we should be thinking the same with Chamber.
Like, think of the old ones. Okay, obviously the first one probably still the one that holds up the best because it's like the first time we're seeing it, RVD doing the splash off the top, breaking Triple H's lungs or whatever, his throat, right?
Yeah.
But their fight, there was like the chains and everything. And you said like when someone got slammed under those chains, it probably hurts so much more. But on TV, it doesn't necessarily look like it's the most painful thing. So they're probably like, let's go away from that and put padding here just to like actually protect these wrestlers. The chamber does nothing for me now. Like the last like 10 years, I think. Okay, mind you, a year ago, we were at an Elimination Chamber, which I have never seen in person. But last year, you had John Cena and you had Punk in that final stretch, which was like, oh, look, Cena and Punk going at it was pretty cool. But this year, I didn't have any of like that same feeling.
I thought last year, yeah, they were a bit more creative with like, you know, often what you want to see in a chamber and what you want to see in the Rumble and Survivor, whether it's a traditional Survivor Series or a War Games or whatever, is you want to see the mini stories being built out of it. You know, last year's, I think Elimination Chamber last year was a pretty great pay-per-view, not just the Cena turn, but think you had the moment with Jade and Naomi right at the beginning with Bianca crying in the pod and that kind of thing. And that was great, you know, like that set up a big story coming out of Chamber. As you mentioned, the Cena Punk stuff at the end. Like I felt the men's maybe had more of that with Seth coming back, but the women's just felt so formulaic to me.
Yeah, I didn't really care for this. Like there's a lot of you said, like there's nothing else you can do. We've already seen everyone do all of these spots. So seeing someone jump off the thing with like a tope, or like, yeah, cool. But like I just said, RVD did it literally in the first time, and that was like 20 something years ago. So they're not necessarily my favorite stipulation, but Raquel, like she's definitely someone who's they've put some steam behind and like I think has improved. She did like that double power bomb thing, which I didn't think.
Bomb.
Yeah, like both times she hit that move, she could barely get the person up and then got the pin, and then right away she was like eliminated. So I was like, okay, that was just weird. Everything in that was weird. Like you messed up the spot kind of, and then she got pinned. I don't know. There was stuff in this match I didn't necessarily like. Like I'm not a super huge fan of Bliss, Raquel, Kiana. She's on the like the newer side, so I understand.
I think Kiana's been impressive recently, actually. Like since they got away from her just being like this manager who barely wrestles, they've let her wrestle, and she's actually been pretty impressive. So I was glad to see her get the spot, actually.
Like, yeah, it's cool that they're finally going with some new people in this, even though I mean Rhea and Randy were the winners, but still, like I didn't care for this match too much. I didn't necessarily think it was awful by any means or anything. I just kind of thought it was boring, and I kind of felt that way about this whole show, to be honest. Nothing coming into this show got me excited to watch it, and after it ended, nothing on this show got me excited for WrestleMania. So, like, I don't know if it did its job for me personally, but I'm happy that Rhea won the match with Jade. We kind of just said like, okay. I would have Rhea go over, and then we can go to like a EO SummerSlam match or something again if that's the case. But I don't know where that leaves out EO for WrestleMania.
I'm wondering if you do EO v Julia for the US title, and you could have coming out of Mania. You can, you know, you can still keep Rio as a team, but now they're a team of the women's champion and the US champion together rather than the tag champions, and you can keep that relationship and keep that building. Like I think eventually it should be Rhea turning on EO. Like I think that dynamic works better, especially that Rhea's never beaten EO before. But right now, Rhea is still incredibly popular that I don't see them wanting to turn her anytime soon. So I think you can hold off that for quite a while until you do the turn. And I think having them both as champions coming out of Mania can help that.
Like, is there a chance you could dance around the possibility of having Rhea Jade main event? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year I would have night one have the women main event, because you haven't done it for a while, and like Punk Roman is such a clear night two main event, and so far it feels way ahead of anything.
Yeah.
So I think having I'd say so far the Steph and Liv story is more interesting to me and would probably be a better match than Rhea and Jade, but Rhea and Jade feels a bit more star-studded there. So I'd go with either of them to main event night one. I think it looks good. I think when you have your women main event one show and your men main event another, it makes the women feel more important, just putting them in that position. Also, we've got, I believe, the first hour of both WrestleManias are going to be on ESPN this year. So I think you're going to want to save a big match for ESPN. So I think
forgot about that.
Yeah, so I could see them doing this, whether it's a 3-way, a 4-way, a 5-way, a 6-way, a 7-way, whatever it is. I could see the WWE title opening one of the shows.
Yeah, I guess I kind of would do. Okay, at this point, Rhea won the chamber, and we assume it's Jade because obviously the whole thing with Jade watching the show, and we know Liv won the Rumble, and she's picked Stephanie. So clearly, this is the match. And then we have Randy win, which we'll get to. But then there's all this fuckery that you're like, wait, are they gonna be going with Randy, or is it gonna be Randy, Cody, Drew, or Randy, Cody, Drew, Fatu? Like, there's a few options that you kind of coming out right now. So they have, we said 7 weeks to really juice up some of these stories. And I would see night one be the main event being that match, like the Randy, Drew, Cody, whatever match. I still think that would be the main event of night one, considering the other options there. But you saying open the show with it, that's probably not a bad idea either with this.
Like, I think you're going to get the most eyes on it because it's going to be on free TV. So,
well, that's where I would do Rhea Jade as the opener then, because then you're seeing people see these larger than life like characters, right? But just remind me. So ESPN is doing night one or both nights? The first hour is free.
I thought it was, I think it's both nights. The first hour. Let me double check that.
Of a buy one get one free extravaganza, right? Yeah. So you get. I mean, this doesn't matter for us because we're Netflix. So I'm assuming we just get it on Netflix, no matter.
Yeah,
what,
ESPN will wear first hour of WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday.
Wow. I think that's cool. I'm just since them moving to the ESPN, I'm hearing friends of ours, Americans, fans, less like it's kind of sucks that the way if you watch WWE and you're a big fan, to watch it all, you have to subscribe to like all these other things. And like I'm taking that for granted because here we have Netflix and it's so easy and accessible. It's just I can't imagine having to pay like I don't know how much a month to technically be able to watch everything. So having it for free on ESPN is pretty crazy considering, sports ESPN fans and stuff. They might not necessarily wrestling, but it's cool that they're doing it. It's just like I wonder the reason. Is it because to get more eyes, get more attention, more people will maybe watch the pay-per-view later, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's like doing the pre-show, but think it's the pre-show instead of it being on YouTube for free. It's a huge audience they're gonna hopefully have, and maybe people then go, whatever, I'll buy the pay-per-view now.
I'll buy ESPN or whatever. But the women's chamber. It wasn't a bad match by any means. I'm just like, I'm definitely done with the Elimination Chamber gimmick as like, well, we know we're going to have it again in a year from now. So like, okay, cool. But I don't know. I think it has run its course a bit. You can put it on ice for a little bit. We don't need to do this every single time or like do one chamber and do it for a title instead of like the winner goes on or whatever. But where do we go with some of these other women that were in this match? Like, does Tiffany have a WrestleMania spot? Does Kiana James do some of these other ones?
Yeah, like you can. I think I can see the women's tag title being some sort of multi-person thing. I think you could have Charlotte and Alexa in there. You can have obviously Lash and Nia, the Bellas who seem to have disappeared since they came back. But I can see them being in there as well. And yeah, so I think that's Charlotte and Alexa's role probably.
Right.
Tiffany, I don't know, maybe like like if you get Jordynne Grace on the show, maybe you do Tiffany Jordynne Grace. I think Tiffany could do with a bit of a character change as well. Like I think she's great, but her babyface character for me has run stale. It's pretty much she just repeatedly says it's Tiffy time, and that's it. And I think kind of going back to her being a bit of a more of a mean bratty heel might freshen things up a bit for her. So
but that's just wrestling. When she was a heel, people were then cheering for her.
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, you're cool." Like it's a double-edged sort of like, "Oh no, turn her baby face," and then now people hate her and she's boring and she sucks. So it's like weird that. Yeah, I'm not sure where we go with her. I kind of did see her winning too, but I guess we'd be going back to Tiffany Jade, which wasn't necessarily great to begin with.
Unless she somehow US title match is I feel we're getting a lot of multi-person matches again this year. So maybe it's, Tiffany, Io, and Julia or something like that.
Right. I would like to see Julia and Io. Like that would be cool.
I think that'd be cool.
The one-on-one, right? But
yeah.
So we go from the one women's match. We had a second, which was Becky Lynch defending her Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. AJ Lee hailing from New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Is that what the announcer said? And she was like, "Wait, dude, but I live in Chicago and we're in Chicago. Maybe you should have said I'm from Chicago." You could. Her face was like, "Wait, what?"
I mean, she is from New Jersey.
She is from New Jersey. No, I know.
You would think like residing in Chicago, Illinois, or something like that.
I don't think I know.
I'm pretty sure Martin Ash also called called Javon Evans, Javon Williams as well. So maybe he didn't have the best night.
He didn't have the best night. Yeah, I don't necessarily hate this dude, but I did notice a few. He said some other things that he slipped up on. I forget. Yeah. I feel for the guy. Hey, it's a lot to remember and stuff, but write it down, I guess. Because if you're saying the wrong name of someone, that's brutal. Did he say AJ Styles? No,
I think he said Javon Williams, wasn't it?
Man.
Oh, brutal. AJ Styles for AJ Lee. You mean? I don't know, maybe.
Well, I know Cole has been saying AJ Lee quite a lot when he was talking about AJ Styles.
Yeah,
that is confusing. So I totally get it. But AJ Lee coming back. She wants a title that's not the butterfly one for once. This title didn't exist when she was wrestling. So it's cool that they, had her fighting for this one. What did you think of AJ and Becky?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I thought, this is the first time we've really seen AJ go. Like she's, being protected by being in the tag match and the War Games match, whereas here, you're on your own there. And Becky's one of the best. And I thought, for someone who hasn't had a singles match for 11 years, I thought she looked pretty good out there. And they beat the hell out of each other. Both had welts all over them and stuff. So I was pretty impressed with this. The story's been rocky. I think they've made some improvements the last couple of weeks in the promos and things, but it hasn't. I don't think this AJ return, apart from that first night where the reaction was huge, I don't think it's necessarily gone the way they'd want it to go. But I enjoyed the match. I thought they did a pretty good job here, and I do see this continuing through to Mania because
I can see this.
They haven't teased any other programs for either of them, so this could go to Mania, and I like the idea. I think it was the boys at What Culture suggested that, Becky maybe wins the title back at Mania, but you should do a stretcher job with AJ. She should beat the shit out of her, and then CM Punk's going into his main event kind of distracted because his wife has been sent to the local medical facility. I think that could be.
I would have done that here, though. I would have had that instead here, so that you at least is there a chance Finn or something? Like I don't know.
I don't think whatever you did, it's gonna make people buy it.
I didn't.
Finn win.
I didn't like this match too much. Like I feel for her because you haven't wrestled in so long. Like it's a hell of a thing to come back and do. And like she looks like she's in great shape and everything. I didn't think it was necessarily bad. It looked like a bit of a struggle for her compared to like Becky, who's been doing this for the last 10 years, like every fucking week, every day almost. So it's like, I could see that maybe she was sort of trying to catch up. She looked a lot like her husband out there. I thought like usually CM Punk, his gimmick is he looks gassed in this WWE late new run where I don't know if he's selling or if he's just like tired. And I felt like she kind of looked like that in this match. So maybe they're sharing some in-ring tips, but I didn't hate it, but it didn't necessarily make me want to go, oh, I can't wait for this rematch of down the line. So I have not liked this program going into it. And I think as soon as I saw that one segment a few weeks ago, like the real bad one, I was that like, I don't know if there's anything that can make me back interested into this, but going into Mania with all these weeks, I hope that AJ and Becky can squeeze something else out of this. And I think they will. So I didn't necessarily care for this match, but I think I'll be positive and look ahead to Mania like, hey, now take it to another level. Like go to a next level and see.
Yeah, do you add a stipulation to this one?
Like a ladder or something? I don't know. I just like Becky is a big star. AJ coming back. It's a big deal, I guess, for some people, but yeah, we'll see what they do in the next few weeks. I think Becky should have won and you had AJ win at Mania. Wouldn't that be like
I guess it depends on AJ's dates as well. Like how long is she gonna wrestle? Like she should have at least one title defense on a Raw.
She should have a few matches, I think. Like
like have a fucking Natalia match or whatever. Like just do a couple of things on the build to Mania. But I don't necessarily see her holding this thing for a long time.
Right.
I think they just wanted the visual of, AJ and Punk both being champions in Chicago.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if this was necessarily a weak part of this show. I mean, again, I really didn't like this show to begin with, but I'm seeing people online be like, oh, AJ didn't look too good, this and that. I'm like, I don't think she necessarily looked bad or awful. It's just you compare to people who have been doing this a lot in the last 5 years, in the last year, like who do it on the regular. You could tell that maybe it reminded me of Punk's Darby match. It's like, okay, you can still do all these things. You can still do your moves and your octopus stretch or whatever, but you do noticeably look a little out of your element compared to someone who is like been grinding for the last little while. So maybe she can do some Raw matches or whatever and maybe get that back of what I think is maybe missing. But
even do an NXT match, why not?
Sure.
Like, do a guest defense in NXT, maybe.
Right. Okay. Yeah, sure. Get some reps in down at the PC because I didn't think she necessarily looked great.
We then had CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, should they have just done like a dusty finish and have Finn win and then Punk wins it back tomorrow night? Like that maybe would have brought some sort of attraction to this. Like, oh, like, look, I can't believe they did that because not a soul for the last few weeks were believing in this match. No one in that arena last night believed. So I just thought it would have been like, oh, what a nice little, like, if you were to do something and have Punk win it back, but not a chance at all. Did this match feel like Finn was wrestling with Boo Boo Face? That's what it felt like.
It's, like kind of feel for Finn because I think he's actually done some of his most interesting work in a long time recently and had like this thankless task of, being the challenger for Punk ahead of, this big match that's been announced. And, we're not deviating from Roman versus Punk. And the story almost was like, is Finn Balor going to ruin WrestleMania by being in the main event? Which is like, must kind of suck to have that as the tagline. I didn't think this quite hit. Like, I actually really enjoyed the match they had in Ireland. I think that
was better than this.
I thought that felt kind of special. I thought it was a good match to start with, but that had that added atmosphere of, being an Ireland, Finn being a pseudo babyface, making Punk a pseudo heel for the match. I thought the dynamics were a little more interesting. And I think also with that one, because you have all this time to go to Mania, you could have maybe seen a bit of a Finn win for a couple of weeks and Punk win it back.
Like I know that sounds stupid. That sounds crazy, but at least it's some sort of like story. Like you said, there's 7 weeks, and like how many of those weeks is Roman not going to be on TV? So like you could have done something that is somewhat more interesting than whatever we got.
You could have had Finn hold this belt for a month, and you know, in the chat they're saying that Finn and Dom is likely to be the match at Mania. I can see that happening.
Yeah,
but like, why not have Finn have this big moment in Ireland and carry the title until this match, and Punk wins it back in Chicago due to Judgment Day trying to screw Punk and inadvertently screwing Finn. And then you've got Finn and Dom set from that, and Finn comes out as a babyface and Punk is the champ, and you're on the right road to Mania, maybe.
Like think of even how we got to Punk as champion, right? It was because of what, injuries? Seth? So like if you thought this out, you could have had some way more interesting stories with Punk on the chase or whatever. Like Punk winning, what was it? The Jey Uso, right? That he won the belt, and it was not good either. So like very, very weird that I don't know, this match did nothing for me. And I'm a Finn defender for sure, but his career's, I just think back to that SummerSlam match where he got injured, and ever since then, I don't know, like they just never they've put him in matches, they put him in main events and stuff, but between the shoulder injury and then I think of the Demon humping the ground, it's like they did a lot of damage to this guy. I'm sure he's happy, he makes a lot of money, he's, you know, still wrestling, is great, but I feel like there's a bigger, like we could be using him better. And I think, you know, we will have the Dom match at WrestleMania. Maybe that will bring back some stock into Finn Balor, but I didn't like this match. I liked the Belfast one a whole lot more than this one. Like this felt like the most house show.
It was a match, you know,
it was a match that took place, and
I can't really like it was like, I didn't think it was bad. Like I can't pinpoint anything necessarily wrong with it, but just it wasn't interesting. And I think it was such a hard job for Finn to book this match here.
You said it already. Like they put him in a bad position. Like imagine that's your story is, I'm gonna ruin the match everyone wants to see because no one wants to see me in this match. It's like fuck.
We did have the handshake at the end of the match. I wonder if that can lead to the angle with Judgment Day tomorrow on Raw being like,
absolutely,
why the fuck do you shake his hand? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
like we should have been there. You could be champion right now if you just let us do what we do.
What title does Dom have?
I see.
Right.
And
so
and the AAA.
Right. I forget because I don't think I've ever watched him defend him, but I think Finn Dom is easily the WrestleMania match for one of the nights. But Punk Roman is the big match. To me, they're two of the guys that aren't necessarily my favorites, and that I think has a lot on me being like, I just don't really care about this. I get that this is easily one of the biggest matches, but I've definitely said this, broken record here, but this should have been last year. And they did the triple threat with Seth, which easily, made it probably a better match bell to bell, but the story was all over the place. And then now you have this where the story here would be a lot interesting of Punk being like, I want my Mania main event. I want to beat you, Roman. Roman saying that stuff in that promo, like, hey, you talked shit on that podcast, yada, yada. It's a little rehash of last year, and they're mixing stuff. And again, watching Punk wrestle for the last few months in this title run, like I could do without watching him wrestle. Like I don't necessarily love his matches. I get that this is the biggest, like other than Cody Punk, this may even be bigger for some people. And I totally understand it, but I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I wish I was going to this match, or which is usually how I feel when it's exciting and interesting, right? Like WrestleMania, I should be watching this show yesterday being like, oh shit, man, should we go? Should we fly to Vegas? We should go to WrestleMania. I don't feel that way out of anything that took place easily at the Rumble and yesterday's show, but
there is still a lot of time though. There is still 7 weeks. I have been liking Punk's work. I think he's had some, like, I enjoyed the first Finn match. I enjoyed the AJ match. Like I've been liking stuff he's done, and this is the biggest match you can do.
Easily.
And hopefully we get to Cody Punk next year for Mania, because that's going to be a big match as well. I think, maybe in the past we've seen a little bit more direction, but I always think one of the best WrestleManias is WrestleMania 17, and we're going to review it soon. Rock Austin wasn't set till like 4 weeks before that show. You know, like a lot of those matches that are like heralded were booked a couple of weeks, even if some were like the week of WrestleMania. So we've got 7 weeks to build this show. There's still time, and I think now we've got Elimination Chamber out the way. It's felt a bit of a like. It's felt like this pay-per-view has kind of held them back a little bit, but we've got plenty of TV to go until the event. And I think Roman's I think he's on 5 out of 7 of the Raws building up into it. So I think that's more than enough to tell this story, Punk and Roman. And I don't think it's weird. They went from having like this company of like a lot of really hot baby faces, and I think maybe they sat on a few of them too long, that everyone's stock has just dropped a bit.
Yeah. It's weird because in the last few years, WWE just it's blown up. It's popular again. Ticket sales prices show you that they can gouge people because people will pay it. It's I'm seeing t-shirts way more in stores and people wearing them outside in public. I'm noticing the pop culture, like it's okay, like the nerd explosion. It's okay to be wrestling fans now because it's so popular. And with it being so popular, I'm finding it like creatively lacking in every way possible. So it's like, hey, look, we're making the most money ever. We're biggest arena gates and this and that. And they can't even tell like exciting stories. It is baffled. It's like, what is happening right now? Why does it feel this way? I could be on my own, but I'm just even talking to some friends, texting with some friends this morning, like, hey, how'd you guys like the show or whatever? People didn't come to our thing or whatever. I haven't talked to someone today who's like, oh my God, what a show that was.
Yes.
Not anyone. So
I'm not ever going to watch anything ever again from this show.
Please don't make me.
Right? There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was very formulaic, top to bottom, and
just a show like this. Now, I'm not even saying this to like. I'm literally just being honest of how I feel. I watch this show. It doesn't remind me of like a wrestling show. It's everything else matters except the actual wrestling. So I felt that way at the Rumble, and I definitely fucking felt that way watching this show. And it's like, all right, well, we know some of the matches now for Mania. Let's grease these stories up. Let's make them good. And I don't have faith in Triple H's playbook. He's out of ideas. Like that playbook ran its course in Black and Gold. Triple H tricked me. Black and Gold era was so good that I thought Triple H could lead us into a new era. And he's led us into a few. So I don't know.
I have faith that there are going to be good matches at WrestleMania. I think that like even in the worst moments of like Vince's like booking, you still, it's WrestleMania. They tend to get more time than you normally get. And people do step up. Like we get treated to matches like, Io, Bianca and Rhea from last year and stuff like that. I have faith that whatever card they put together, the in-ring at Mania, there'll be some good stuff that we'll be talking about. But yeah, creatively, I think across the board, just we need new ideas. We need to think outside the box. We need to be trying different things to make this more interesting. Like, something I really like, and I know you're trying to, it's difficult because you've got a live arena and stuff like that. But something NXT have been doing really well are the Chronicles we've seen. That's the most interested I've been in Joe Hendry since he's been appearing in NXT, was that video they did about him last week, just showing his career, showing his struggle, the stuff they've done with, Lola Vice, I thought was great. And I think some stuff like that can really help some of your characters and really help get some support. Like doing a video like that for Stephanie Vaquer, she had the promo talking about her like struggles and stuff like that. Show her back in Chile. I think they did that in NXT, didn't they? Like I think some things like that are a little bit more outside the box and can drive interest, but it's, you know, it's just falling back on the same ideas and just recycled
repeat.
You know, like Aleister Black is just playing Karrion Kross on TV. It's exactly the same character as Karrion Kross, but someone who's less charismatic and just seems miserable. Like
that's been his gimmick in every
like
he's in a room and then he's
can
not
you imagine
in the room?
hanging out with this guy? Like Zelina seems like she's pretty fun, and then just think like fuck, like just miserable bloke.
I feel there's definitely something with creatives. The fact that like many fans are like I felt it last year. I mean, this time last year at Elimination Chamber, one of my favorite WWE events I've ever been to, easily, hands down. I loved it so much that we were like, oh shit, should we go to Vegas? It's fucking expensive. Should we go? And then the TV that came afterward was like, okay, Jey Uso and some stuff. We were like, and then since then it's just you've said it. They fall back on like, well, this works and we make money, so why would we do other things, right? Like, it's like how I compare it to these blockbuster movies. It's like, well, why are they making Scream 7? Well, because it fucking made a lot of money, and they're probably gonna make 8 and 9, and people probably won't like those either. But like, it makes money, then therefore it's a success and it works. And fuck you if you don't like it. Like hearing the clips of Triple H say, like, we you know, what was a clip of him being interviewed talking about like, oh, just be a fan, just be a fan. It's like, no, fuck off. You go to a movie and it sucks. You're allowed to say it sucks, and you're allowed to explain to your friends why you thought it sucked.
Oh, the meal you paid for has come out burnt. Just eat it. Like, just eat it.
Just enjoy it. Be a fan.
Like it's such a weird attitude to have. And like, you know, oh, you've never taken a bump, so you can't have an opinion. Then like what? So shouldn't only wrestlers watch this show then? If that's the fact, like what the fuck? What a fucking stupid way to look at things. And you should have people caring about stuff, because like why bother doing anything? Like, it's criticism is helpful, it's good, and like if your audience aren't liking something, fucking listen.
It's but then like, okay, so then like say a restaurant makes the worst fucking burger, but everyone keeps fucking buying this burger, then they're gonna be like, look, this burger's the best. It doesn't mean it is because it makes the most money. No, but fuck, wrestling fans will tell no, not wrestling. WWE fans will tell you, oh, well, if it makes the most money, then it must be the best. It's like, fuck. And Davie, don't start talking about hamburgers again, because then people will come after us about the McDonald's or the Gordon Ramsay burger. It's like, you're fucking. It's true though. Like, they're making so much money that in their eyes we're not doing anything wrong. But like, if you've watched this for 5 years, 10 years, more than this, a year, maybe you're a new fan, you gotta see that creatively this stinks. Usually, like, especially you, as long as I've known you, you go to WrestleManias, like, usually, and not just the creative, but like the pricing fans out to now just the like fake fans are the ones who are going to these shows more so than people who were going. You can't think about people who take their families or kids. Forget about it. Not a chance. So I don't remember where we were talking about, but CM Punk and Finn Balor, bit of a letdown on this show, if I'm being honest. But I liked his Blackhawks gear. I thought that was good. And I liked the post-presser thing. I saw a clip of Punk saying Roman didn't even show up. Roman tweeted that Punk looked tired in his match, which I thought that was pretty funny. And Punk was like, yeah, well, you have time to tweet, but you don't have time to show up. So like, they're doing that kind of storyline. So and
then we had the main event. We
had the crate.
Oh, of course. How could I forget the crate?
Do not open until February 28th. Was that the date? I forget. 28th. So some people thought it was Jericho. Some people thought it was, I don't know who else people thought it was going to be.
Jericho's still under contract.
Right.
I don't know. I said Danhausen a couple of weeks ago.
I knew it was Danhausen. The second Pro Wrestling Tees yesterday were putting up his stuff on sale. I was like, oh, it's definitely him. I feel some sort of ways about this. Just follow me for a second. Like, this dude created a gimmick. I can't say I've ever watched a Danhausen match. I know I have, but like watch a Danhausen match and be like, oh my God, this is wrestling. But he's got face paint, an interesting, weird devil curse thing gimmick that
Pazuzu? Well,
Pazuzu? Yeah.
Exorcist? Is that the demon? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Like, the dude has created this whole like character that is gonna sell shit tons of merch. He's already sold shit tons of merch before being in WWE. So like, I totally get it. And I'm into stuff that's about, I love weird, spooky shit, and I love comedy, and he's definitely, in that. So like, I can't come on a show and say like, this guy stinks, because I think he's hilarious. Do I want to watch him wrestle? Not necessarily, but I understand what he does and everything. But then he comes out, and I could be wrong, but is he not also from Chicago? This is his hometown. It sounded like they booed him. It sounded like crickets, and it sounded like boos. And I just like, what his character is. I know he's a funny guy, no swearing, cursing, and all that stuff. How fucking funny is it that this felt like a bit of a botched introduction for him, which kind of fits his character? So I don't know. I feel two ways about it. I can't say I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is everything. But I am happy for this guy, because I feel he's gonna make a lot of fucking t-shirt money. So
yeah, like initially when they first introduced it, I was thinking Jericho, and then that news came out about his contract and that it's been frozen in AEW, so he's not free to leave. And the way they were treating this in the build, with it kind of being a bit of a nuisance, and it was always like a bit of a comedy sketch, like led me to think it's probably something like Danhausen. And like, I'm not a fan. Like, I don't get it. I don't find him particularly funny. I tend not to like comedy in wrestling, because I don't think comedy in wrestling's that funny 99% of the time. So yeah, whatever. Like, I think not many, a lot of these WWE shows aren't filled with people who know AEW and the indies and that kind of thing. So for a lot, they're just like, sorry, who is this guy? This skinny bloke in makeup.
All these women who dress like him, Elvira.
I thought they were cool, like the dancers, but I wasn't surprised it was Danhausen, and I can't say I'm interested. Like, I doubt he's going to wrestle much. Is it?
I don't see him wrestling.
He's probably just going to be like little skits back. There's going to be something with R-Truth.
Yeah.
And maybe this guy wins the Royal Rumble or something. But yeah, not the Royal Rumble, the Andre.
right.
Sorry, the Andre.
Apparently he's not from Chicago, but I know that he's always posting Punk and him in Chicago, so I just assumed that. But
does he live there now? Maybe.
I think so. Maybe, yeah. Right. But like again, if you hear what I'm saying, it's like I want people to make money and support their families and be successful and everything. And I feel like, okay, we've known who this guy is for a long time, because we are wrestling fans. We are in the know. We see a lot of his t-shirts out in the wild at wrestling events. Like, people do fuck with whatever this is, but it shows up on WWE. And again, WWE fans are not wrestling fans, and a lot of people seem like they didn't know who he was. And it made for such a funny, for me, I just thought this is like poetic of whatever this character is, that people were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have him, the teeth, and Michael Cole, and the commentators trying to be like, oh, it's like they're scared, but you could tell that they were like, what the fuck is this shit? So just fucking funny that, like, I can't even say I hated it. It's just funny to me that like this happened. But where do we go with this? Do WWE fans want this? Like, think about it. Maybe this is perfect for WWE. He doesn't really wrestle. He does comedy. It's probably perfect for WWE and their fans. So give it time. I could see him being pretty beloved by WWE fans.
Maybe. Yeah. I can't see him winning me over, but like,
absolutely maybe not. And me too, but like, still, like, I can't say this is a needle mover whatsoever for me.
Take him over Jasper Troy, but
Fuck yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely. But like, it's funny because it's like a weird wrestling thing with the guy with the face paint and all that stuff. But do I get it fully? No, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it some time. But it's just funny that it's one of the weirdest debuts ever. Because then what? They just cut to black, the lights go out, and then maybe like people are thinking, hey, maybe this is where like Jericho or something's gonna show up, and then it just cut and people were booing, and it's like, that sucked. Do you think this was Punk being like, hey, let me get my mate in here. Let me get my friend on TV.
Yeah, I'm sure Punk get Danhausen here for sure.
It's not a stretch to say that you could probably put that together, right? So
yeah,
bless him, curse him. I mean, yeah.
And then we had the men's Elimination Chamber match.
Yes. Now this is where like we assumed it's just Cody, and I think having this swerve towards the end of like, oh shit, they didn't go with that and they went with Randy, which definitely coming out of it, you're like, oh wait, what? That's the WrestleMania match, and I still don't think that's the WrestleMania match, but he won. So,
well, yeah. We've got, we mentioned this the other day that there've been talks that maybe there's going to be some sort of 5-pack challenge, 6-pack challenge for the title. And, we had Jacob Fatu on SmackDown screwed once again by Drew. So the Drew Jacob story is continuing. So I do see Jacob being involved somehow. Obviously, Cody being involved somehow. We've got booked for SmackDown this week, Cody versus Drew for the WWE title. So are we going to have some fuckery there? Are we going to see Cody win the title on SmackDown and therefore we get to it that way? Are we just having Drew versus Jacob at Elimination Chamber and Randy versus Cody for the title at Mania? I think if you're playing with these ideas, I at least thought, swerving you a little bit by having Randy win this. Mm-hmm. We can still get to the multi-man match or whatever matches you're doing another way. But I was surprised. I didn't necessarily see Randy winning.
No, I didn't see him winning either. To be honest, I didn't have this feud. Like, I like Drew as champion. It's just now, I don't know, the stuff with Cody. Like, he won the feud with Cody by basically walking out of a cage, which already I was like, okay, well, then we can still go back to that because he's never like pinned Cody. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't beat Cody, but now they've announced that they're fighting for the title this week, which I imagine some fuckery happens. Okay, so I guess we'll rewind through the match because there was some cool stuff in this, but we said it. The chamber is played out. There's nothing necessarily you can do inside this that is like, wow, they've never seen that before. So having, Javon Evans in there was cool. Having Trick in there, just seeing how popular he is. I mean, certain wrestlers might be entrance wrestlers. We're not necessarily the biggest fan of Trick's wrestling, but you can't deny that he's improved and worked hard to get to where he is. But as much as I don't like WWE a lot right now, I love seeing Trick get these reactions. I fucking love Trick on the microphone. Like, he's got to be one of the best talkers. And we've said that for a long time of like, hey, at least he can talk. And I like seeing the crowd. He had maybe the biggest reaction on this show. Yeah. Like, it's a hot song, and he made it a hot entrance. So I don't know. I love seeing that. And then you had the moment with Javon and Trick. Now, of course, we've seen them wrestle a few times, that triple threat, especially last year. But seeing like, hey, look, these are two guys that WWE is going to put some stock in the next few years. Like, these two could be big stars. And I like them having a moment. And then, am I wrong? Logan Paul eliminates them both. So it's like, oh man, like, fuck, okay, sure. So they're not the big stars yet, right? So
no, but I look, they've both been on the roster like 2 months. Yeah, to be in this position already, I think it's a good thing. And that was something I liked about this chamber, is having both Trick and Javon in there.
Absolutely. I thought that was something I did like from this. I didn't necessarily like this match a whole lot, but you had all the other Tricks and stuff. We had, well, not Trick, but Trick was in the match. But I mean, you had Drew. So what? Drew, who was told, hey, you're not welcome at this pay-per-view. What was the stipulation on Friday? They're like, don't come.
Yeah.
Don't show up to work, essentially. And you watch wrestling long enough, you realize he's definitely showing up to do something. And I think that's where at least the finish was different. You didn't just have a Cody win and Cody being like, yeah, and I'm facing you, Drew. At least now it's muddying this up a little bit. I would imagine it leads to Jacob, Cody, Drew, Randy.
Yeah.
Probably the match, I would say. But LA Knight, he had an unfortunate slip up and then also got eliminated by Logan Paul, right? Yeah. So like, is this all just for Unreal season 3? This is all a facade. This is all like a trick. Like
what, a deliberate slip up?
Yeah, we're gonna make LA Knight look, he's so beaten down and the crowd wants him and this and that, and then finally gets his up and like comments. But I think they're not gonna ever do that with LA Knight. So
what do you think LA Knight's match is at Mania? Like, is it him and Brock?
Brock. I don't know. I don't really know if that's the match. What is? I don't know. I'd say Oba Brock, right? Like that's.
I'd like to see Oba v Brock. It's whether they push that to later down the line. I don't know. You might just do Oba. Might do Oba win the Andre or something this year. I'm not sure.
Is the Andre's like on the SmackDown, right?
It's normally on the SmackDown, yeah. I'd like Oba to have a big spot, and I think I prefer Oba Brock, but you know, LA Knight's his story's kind of been with the Vision, and Brock is kind of tied in with them. You've done this open challenge that Brock set out, and obviously with LA Knight being in this match, he's not going to answer that right away. So I feel they're possibly the two options. Or maybe Gunther Brock, as Grandmaster says in the chat as well. I don't know. I hope, I'd like to see LA Knight get something at Mania.
I don't know. I can't see Brock. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he is someone you could still attempt at a rehab of, like, I feel like the fans would really take to it if all of a sudden LA got some steam behind him. But watching this, I didn't get that feeling. He was a pog. He was a pawn in this game of this match of just like, you're doing all this, and Logan Paul eliminated the 3 of them, right? Mm-hmm. So who like, hey, he's someone who's definitely pulverizing. Isn't that his move? The pulverizer.
It's a good move.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, no one ever talks bad about Logan Paul's ability to steal wrestling moves from other people and make them look good. He does.
Yeah.
Andrade's tweet the other week was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, a few of them now. He keeps tweeting at him like, hey, steal this move. Hey, thanks for creating this move, Logan. Really appreciate it. Thanks for that move. Because so many people are like, you know, clearly seeing that he's learning these things from other. His buckshot still needs some work, I think. But I think he's coming to his own of like, hey, look, this guy is really hated by a lot of people and very famous. So it does bring other attention to WWE and all this. But yeah, it's Seth and Logan at WrestleMania, right? Like with Seth coming in here. What happened here with this masked man? There was 2 of them, right?
Yeah, so looking at it looks like they're Black and Brave students.
Yes.
So that's how they're being tied to Seth. Glad Seth's back, I guess. Like for his sake, like the injury.
Like, you said it already, dude. I'm happy Seth's back, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see anyone hurt, you know.
No,
like,
but
it's I still wonder, like, if I think Logan pulls the direction for now, but let's say week of WrestleMania, Bron Breakker gets cleared, you could book that like the week of WrestleMania, right?
But then what would Logan do?
Tag titles with Austin Theory.
Oh, yeah.
Like what else? Yeah, what else do you do with him?
I don't know, man. Did Danhausen curse the Vision? Because I couldn't care about
like
any of those.
We've had Seth and Logan at Mania before, so
we did last year.
Had it 2 years ago, I think, wasn't it? Oh no, 39 was it? I think
Seth and Logan.
Seth and Logan, yeah. Didn't Logan? He like came down on the wire,
yeah.
And you had we had that at Mania a couple of years ago. So But I think it's the backup plan right now.
Yeah. You would imagine if Braun came in, but I think it's just Seth Logan. I don't think they're coming back for this in time. So it's unfortunate, but at least they're going to pivot with this stuff. I felt the way you felt. I'm like, oh, Seth is back. That's good. He's a star here, but not loving what this content is. Like, not loving the Vision stuff, Logan Paul, and the unfortunate injuries that has just happened. Not even just Seth, but now Bronson as well. It's just like, man, it's definitely reminiscent of the devil stuff with MJF and Adam Cole. Of like, you had all these ideas, and just unfortunately, it didn't work out because of these injuries. And maybe it's just, cut and move. And I kind of see that. That's what I got out of this. Like, okay, Seth has been the masked man, and now we're just moving towards Logan and Seth because we can't do Braun and Bronson and all that other stuff. But yeah, we'll see if that. I saw the funniest tweet. I don't know who it was, but I definitely retweeted. It's like, we got masked man, a mystery crate, and mystery opponents. WWE is doing Scooby-Doo shit, and now I cannot get that out of my head that this company is like all this shit is Scooby-Doo shit. Like, what? On one show we had all of this stupidity, and again, head scratching, but it was cool seeing Javon do some chamber stuff. I was maybe expecting some crazier spots from him.
Yeah.
Right? Am I like, I wanted to see some, like, he did some cool stuff. He's always impressive, especially at such a young age, but maybe I was like, you hyped it. Michael Cole fucked him up. You said it. Did you say that on Tuesday on our show? You're like, Michael Cole.
He's
really
like, can you imagine this guy jumping off the top of the pod? Like, well, fuck. Like,
yeah. So not like the worst chamber match ever, but you said I'm never gonna watch these ones back. This whole show was complete write-off for me. So we'll see what happens going this week. What Cody, Drew, we're definitely gonna get some shenanigans. Randy, Jacob.
We also have the mystery attacker on SmackDown.
Fuck off. No, I'm done. So I'm done. Fuck
whoever that is.
What do you mean a mystery? What are you talking about?
Jacob Fatu got taken out, and Jey Uso got taken out. Like, that's not the masked man. That's someone completely different. So
how fucking lazy.
So
it's Triple H.
Whether like that is someone getting inserted into that title match as well once that's revealed.
Right. It's got to be Jacob though, right? Like it's Jacob.
Oh, Jacob will be inserted because Drew screwed him out of the chamber.
Yeah.
I could see Jacob costing Drew the title on SmackDown, and we have Cody as champion again, maybe going into Mania.
Kayfabe wise, Randy would be like, dude, I won this match. I should be getting the title, not everyone else, not half the roster. But that's fucking hilarious that there is not one but two mystery men attacker angles
at the same time.
I mean, now at least Seth revealed, though, which we fucking knew, but like that just tells you again, Triple H, you really had me convinced during Black and Gold era. Before NXT, I was one of the Triple H, I don't know, a hater, but like he wasn't anyone's favorite wrestler. And then NXT, I was like, man, maybe I was wrong, Triple H. You really do know how to run this place.
I don't mind mysteries in wrestling. Like, I like anything that's a hook that keeps you like wanting to, talk about the show in between the weeks and theorize and what's happening next. And that I don't mind that, but running three at the same time is
and it's just a guy in a mask. It's like, come on, like, can we not do like at least dress them up like Scooby-Doo villains or something? Like, fuck it. That is just, it sounds like what saying that there's three at the same time of mystery things is like, that's fucking lazy. That is not good. Imagine you watch any other show, like an actual television show, and I know that might be hard for some wrestling fans, but because Triple H and Vince always like, everything else doesn't exist, it's only wrestling. But like, if you were to watch a show and the same show is doing the same fucking thing over and over and over again, it's like I don't know if it's on them or if it's on me for still watching this shit. So that's how I feel. I'm like, this was a definitely a whiff of a show. Like, I didn't have high expectations. They were low, but holy fuck. After what I I hope we can pick things up. You said 7 weeks. So that's positive thinking. I hope we can get some juicy stuff. I think Punk cutting some promos like he did with that Roman promo weeks and weeks ago. We need more of that. We need to like really hype this up to get it juicy. I need a hot WrestleMania season. I want it to feel like that again, because right now I'm not so much feeling it. But
so Friday, who's winning the title? Is it Drew or is it Cody?
I wouldn't have a title switch again before Mania. Like, I think Drew should go in as champion, if that makes sense. But I don't know.
So does Jacob accidentally cost Cody the match? Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. And then how does Randy just watching this? Like,
I mean, Randy's in it. Randy's got the match, you know. Yeah. So, but Randy still have a match with Aleister Black, unfortunately.
What the fuck? Yeah. I see Drew I see Drew going into Mania as champion. Now he might walk out of Mania not as champion, but I think he should go in. And then, like, I guess you could start the Randy Cody thing. Like, does Cody turn heel in some way? Like, maybe not on SmackDown, but like maybe at WrestleMania or something. Like, we need something exciting to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I see Evil Evan in the chat saying Poisonrana needs a mystery angle with a masked man interfering on our YouTube. We have enough of.
We have done that before, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Extinctor?
Extinctor, yes.
Shout out John Cena. Yeah. We did the masked man thing, and then I'm pretty sure people figured it out.
I'm pretty sure I accidentally just said, "Hey, John, you're up next." Like,
oh yeah, you did. I mean, people figured it out, but then people
John Cena, are you there? Oh shit! Fuck.
Well, anyway, there you go. That's our thoughts on Elimination Chamber. If you agree, disagree, let us know. Comments appreciate. But yeah, let's change things up. Throw the book out the window, Triple H, and start from scratch with whatever's going on, because I want to feel excited about wrestling and not necessarily too hyped. But then I watch some other shows lately, and I'll tell you truthfully, I'm really loving some of the wrestling. And I say wrestling because there's been some great stuff on Wednesday nights the past few weeks. I think Dynamite has been killing it with some awesome shows, including this week's, what was it? A Mile High Massacre? No. Mile High Club? No. What was it? Mile High something. Maniac? What was it fucking called?
Mile High Mania or something like that.
Mile High something. That match is crazy. What a ridiculous match. And I'm so happy.
Mile High Madness.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was like ridiculous. So silly, but so much fun of just all those guys going out there and going balls to the wall. I thought that was really fun. Seeing the Rascals team with the Young Bucks, like they don't make weed strong enough to get excited to watch. Like, I need to see them again. I need to see them face each other in AEW, let alone tag again. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That Mile High Madness.
I enjoyed it. I'm definitely not as high as everyone else seems to be on this match. Like, for me, it was fun. It was a fun match. I just didn't necessarily like kind of the placement of it when you just had the angle with, you know, FTR taking out the Young Bucks brother, which it was quite a serious angle to try and heat up this feud.
Right.
And then we're playing around with vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
Then a few days later, like I thought in isolation was a fun match. I didn't necessarily like it in the story, and I can't say I'm excited about Jungle Jack and Ricochet still continuing their feud and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm finding the more you do this match, like, we're gonna have Anarchy in the arena most likely in 2 months' time at Double or Nothing. Like, I do think Tony Khan often reuses stipulations maybe a little bit too much, and the luster starts to go a bit. But don't get me wrong, I'm sounding negative. There was fun stuff. I enjoyed the match. I just didn't love it like other people seem to.
It was like just chaotic. Like, everyone jump in. We had people who weren't even in the match. That Myron Reed, right? That fucking crazy cutter. He ran the whole thing and then jumped into over the ropes and hit the cutter. I've never seen that. That was awesome.
Cash's suicide dive was nuts.
Yeah,
as well. Like just kept flying.
Everyone was. It makes me. I'm really looking forward to. I know we've seen it, but Bucks and FTR. You said like that angle with the family and stuff. At least it's a different spin because we've seen like the Bucks as heels and FTR and stuff. But now this iteration, like I think. Now I'm not speaking for them, but like I feel like maybe this Revolution tag match between FTR and the Bucks is almost like we have a chip on our shoulder. We want to redo maybe the last few times we've done it. I think of that All In where we were at the first one. Like it was good, but I think maybe people were like, "Yo, that should have been like the mecca of tag team."
It's never really hit, has it? Because you had the first one, which was during the pandemic, and
which was good,
more, which was fun, but it was more of an homage to previous tag teams, if I remember right. They were doing 3Ds and Twist of Fate, Swantons, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas it hasn't necessarily ever like hit to the level it should have for considering the matches both these guys have had with other teams. So I think they trying to do a bit of a redo on it. And I kind of just felt this match maybe took away from what you built up previous weeks.
So their their brother got pile driven, so they're angry, and then they bring out the vacuum cleaners and the I'm looking forward to that tag team match on the pay-per-view. Like I do think the Bucks and FTR, it's the Bucks with the tassels and FTR being dickheads. I'm like, all right, let's
the proper way.
This is the proper way of how we should watch this match. So I'm going into it being like they're gonna kill it, and I'm expecting them to. So definitely looking forward to that. I mean, this pay-per-view already is looking stacked. Revolution in a few weeks. I guess we could talk about the main event. Hangman, MJF, one more time. This time with a stipulation.
Yeah, this again, like I'm excited for the match, and I'm intrigued with the whole. Does Hangman never challenge for this title again? Like it's definitely made it. It's put that seed of doubt that MJF can lose this title now, which I think when we first knew this match was coming, I think, well, that's an MJF win and he's going to have this run. Whereas that is definitely now in doubt. But I hated this whole segment here. Like it was way too comedy for your main event, not just a main event, a Texas Death main event. And we're doing the stuff with the coin and then the geeks coming out to throw MJF back in the ring. And then it's just Tony Khan overrules it because he rigged the coin. Like I just found it a little too silly for what should be a serious match and a serious stipulation.
Like it wasn't necessarily my favorite. I didn't hate it as much as you did, but I loved MJF throwing his gum. I don't know why. I've watched that clip back a few times. Maybe I'm a simple man, but this guy is so much fun to hate because if I was in the crowd and the wrestler threw his gum at me, I'd be heated, but I wouldn't be actually mad, but kayfabe, I'd be like, you son of a bitch. Just the little things that like, he still reminds me why he's on top of the game, why he's a champion, because I do have a soft spot for MJF. I love to hate this guy on TV. So even if it was a little silly with the coin, you saw it coming the second he pulled out the coin, right? You're like, okay, he's gonna do that, but it fits his character, I guess. So it is Texas Death, and if Hangman loses, he can never challenge, right? So that's the actual stipulation. So these guys are gonna kill each other. Like we've seen Hangman, obviously it's his match, it's his stipulation, but we've seen MJF get fucking violent and stuff too.
He can bleed for sure.
I'm really looking forward to this. Like I loved their last time, and then it had a bad finish that really maybe put some stink on that match.
Finish? I can't remember that at all.
Something happened in the finish, and people were like, it kind of it left a little like stain on that, being like, hey, the match was actually good, but it's kind of like the Okada Takeshita. It's like, yo, that match was great, but then the screwdriver thing made it. That's what you remember, and now I can't even remember what the finish of it was, but I remember being like, that was weird.
But what pay-per-view was that?
I to be not the last one. Yeah, when was that? Was MJF champion?
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door, was that it? Yeah, maybe. Well, Hangman wasn't champion though. No, Hangman was champion.
Hangman versus MJF. Yeah, it was Forbidden Door.
So that was after All In.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, right, because it was the other way around this time. Usually it's right. Okay. So I honestly can't remember what the finish was, but I remember that it was like, that's unfortunate. Whereas now I'm like, nah, redo it, the match proper, and this should be your MJF Hangman, like the match you will talk about, hopefully. But that's I'm looking forward to this one with these two killing each other, and I kind of don't know where it's going. The gimmick we kind of talked about on our show the other day of it sucks when you do this, and then you even have MJF referencing like, "Yo, the last guy I did this to fucking left because he couldn't be champions." And
right, so I'm just reading up. It was it was if Hangman got counted out or disqualified, he'd lose the title. And during the match, MJF is about to cheat when Mark Briscoe comes out, and then as the ref's distracted with that, Hangman hits MJF with the briefcase and pins him.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember being like, that was a little anticlimactic of like, they do have great chemistry. So I think they'll right some wrongs in this match too. But where do you see going? We were saying the reason I think I'm liking AEW a whole lot in the last few weeks or months is MJF is champion as a bad guy again, having a whole rogues gallery of people who finally in AEW, everyone is saying they want to be champion, not just like your one challenger or whatever. So it makes it interesting of like we compared to like an attitude era of when you have all these top guys and everyone you're flip-flopping around. We've done season 1 to whatever of AEW where we've had long reigns and stuff. So why not maybe do some flip-flopping around once in a while isn't the worst thing. Now I know we went from Hangman to Joe to MJF, but could we go MJF to Hangman to someone else? Before, like, what did we go? Where is this leading?
Like it could bounce around a lot.
Yeah,
like it could go Hangman to Swerve to Kenny to Ospreay.
That's like, how I'm seeing it. In my head right now is somehow what like Kenny in my head again. Kenny wins this somehow at Double or Nothing, Queens, and then goes on to defend against Ospreay at All In. That's how I would see it.
And Kenny's beating who for the title?
Fuck, Hangman, MJF.
Because I assume if Kenny's not making it to Revolution, it looks like I assume it's Kenny Swerve at Double or
Dynasty.
Nothing. Dynasty's first, right?
Yeah. Kenny versus Swerve at Dynasty is the match for sure, right? And then maybe I do Swerve Brody at Revolution if you can't do Kenny. So this doesn't answer my question of how does Kenny get that title? Does he win it from MJF? Does he win it from Hangman? I don't know. We could he did call out MJF. They teased it, right? Like, hey, I'm coming for you, and maybe we just.
But they've done that before. Remember, like they had like a couple of years ago, they had MJF calling out Swerve, and then Swerve dropped to Danhausen. So it is interesting, but I could see this being a year where you have a lot of champions, like people holding this title, which they haven't really done much before. So why not?
Either way, like, look, if you're getting matches of Kenny versus Swerve in any capacity, an MJF Kenny match, a Hangman Kenny match, which I don't think we would see. That's what makes me think MJF is retaining. But then Hangman can never go for the title again, so it's a little interesting. Could Swerve win it from Hangman? Could we go back to that again, or is that too soon to go back to that?
I mean, wasn't the story always with Cody like, well, when they want to finally turn him heel, that's when you break the stipulation. So whether they end up doing that with Hangman down the line, I don't know. Hangman's a weird one right now because I feel he has lost his mojo a little bit since losing the title. But I wouldn't necessarily say I want to see him turn a heel again. We've kind of just had that story. So I wouldn't have that for a long time, but maybe they're like in a year or two when we want to turn him, maybe that time is right then. And that's how you do that. Get out of that stip.
Yeah. Like it feels like we just got out of that this last year to get him back to the Hangman. And then They fucked it up with the Hook thing and Joe, and then now it's like trying to rehab him. It is a weird spot for Hanger.
He's just fucking forgotten about Hook. Like he never even got his.
That's okay.
And now, oh man, Hook is the leader of the Ops with these awful promos. Just my God, just end it. Like,
yeah, the Ops is, we need to end that.
Put him in a crate,
ship him off. So MJF retaining, I think maybe interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to that match. That sounds great.
I'm leaning more to Hangman personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to it. I do think they have great chemistry, and I do think these two, MJF and Hangman, are two of the top performers right now that I like watching. So I'm looking forward to that. So like the tag match, that main title match, and then we have Moxley versus Takeshita. No time limit. They should give them the 7-minute time limit from the speed.
It is funny, like the one title they have that has its own kind of limit stipulation, you're just getting rid of it. So it's just like all the other fucking titles now.
Yeah, all these titles.
The match should be great. I'm starting to go a little cold on Moxley again now. I seem to go through these waves with him.
I love the match on Wednesday with El Clone.
With Clone?
Yeah. That guy is really insane in the ring. Some of the stuff he can do.
It was all right. I don't know. I'm going a little cold with Mox at the moment, but I liked the first match with Takeshita, so I am looking forward to that. And
Takeshita should win.
Takeshita should win. You should have Dodd and Callis family with all the secondary titles to head into All In.
We still need to get to, like, okay, you're saying the triple threat should be the All In match with Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher, which, that sounds great, but I still want these singles matches at some of these pay-per-views. And you have Okada like poking the bear, being like, oh, look, we're gonna team up, Proto Okada and all this stuff, to saying like Takeshita doesn't have a title, he shouldn't be in this group, essentially. So you have Moxley, who's a baby face in a heel stable, and Takeshita, who's a baby face in a heel stable. So it's a bit weird. So I think that's maybe what you would feel like, oh, what's going on with Moxley? Because he maybe doesn't need the Death Riders in this position. And we've been waiting and just forget. We've blown past it now. That are they ever going to put that bag on his head? Or does it even matter anymore? They know
he's a moment's gone, but also it's like, there's no interesting match there. Like if you do the breakup, it's because you want a new leader or whatever. And it ain't Daniel Garcia. And like, Pac and Claudio are both great, but they're not at the level that I really care about seeing them in pay-per-view matches anymore. So like, then kind of why bother? I don't know. There's no clear leader. And I saw maybe at one point that maybe they were going to do it with Gabe Kidd, but he's doing his own thing now. So I don't know. I do think it's time for Moxley to drop this title though.
Moxley should drop it, and then Takeshita wins it, and then you can go into the whole Don Callis thing. Whether we do a Takeshita, I mean, if he wins it, then he's not going to be facing his buddies because they're all champions right now too. So, I'm looking forward to that match though. The one at Grand Slam was great. So definitely looking forward to Takeshita. Is just one of my favorites to watch. So looking forward to that. That sounds great.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, I assume we're getting Brody and Swerve at Revolution.
Yeah. I'm definitely seeing that with when Kenny, the most dangerous man, and then Swerve took him out and all that. I think that makes a whole lot of sense going forward.
It kind of sounds like it should be a no holds barred match or something, though, which, I mean, not AEW always puts violent gimmick matches back to back, but you've got Texas Death on this show already. I see this being a bloodbath as well, seeing that they're both the most dangerous man. But yeah, I enjoyed Brody and Mark Davis a lot. Like, I'm pleased they're giving Mark Davis something. Like, he's had a few really strong weeks, I think, where he's really been a bit of a highlight of Dynamite for me. And it could have all gone wrong when Jake Doyle got taken out from injury. So I'm glad they're going with him. And I thought him and Brody was a great hoss fight.
You know, it's funny because like he comes from the tag team, and then he was injured, so then Fletcher was used as a single guy, and then like people saw how good he was, and he's like he's like a different person from the guy he was in that tag team. And then Davis comes back, and he's put in the Don Callis family as like the friend, right? So it's kind of like, oh, this guy is just the I don't want to say the Genetti here, like, oh, this other guy we're not going to care about. And then when they used him, he stepped up, and you're like, oh, no, wait a second, let's just not cast a guy away because his tag team partner, like, there's something here. And then they put him with Jake, and then obviously that thing happened, the injury, which is really unfortunate. And then yet again, they find a way to use him, and I still think he looks good. So yeah, shout out Mark Davis, man. That's a hoss. That's a big fucking guy. And I want Jake something to come back so we can get a proper run of these two hairy, beefy men kicking the shit out of people. I'm for it. I want to see them fuck some people up. So hopefully they can get back on track. But I'm happy to see that this guy can swim on his own too. And they clearly know that, and they keep using him. So I like that a whole lot. And then, yeah, that's leading into with Kenny being injured and not wrestling at Revolution. You have Swerve now being full on heel, which we talked about on Tuesday. The Kenny Swerve match last week was amazing. And even more so, the attack angle after Swerve now being a heel with heel Prince Nana, which is a shock. That's even more shocking than Swerve being a heel now. Is like, wow, this guy went back to being a dickhead. Now, I remember the old days of Ring of Honor where Prince Nana was like a real dick. And I loved going to shows and booing Prince Nana at Ring of Honor shows. We would all sing, "Ooh, Nana, what's your name?" And he'd be like, "Shut up, stop singing." Him coming out just shitting on the commentary. And they were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Sorry, I got to do what the boss says." And then on Twitter, he's like, I'll do whatever Swerve tells me because he gets me hoes. Unlike Stokely, who gets no hose.
No hose.
Nana's like, nah, I make sure I do all right. But Swerve versus Brody at Revolution, and then in Vancouver, Kenny gets the Canadian homecoming match and the rematch against Swerve. And I think that's like the quasi number one contenders match where Kenny gets his win. Kenny gets the win back, and then like maybe goes on to face MJF or Hanger or whoever at Double or Nothing. But looking forward to that. And then I'm seeing added to, okay, so we're just assuming it's not officially added, but we're assuming Swerve and Brody. But I'm seeing now we watched Chamber and we're recording, so I didn't have a time to see even what happened on Collision. But according to Wikipedia, Andrade versus Bandito has been announced for Revolution.
Oh, awesome.
Oh my God.
Great.
Yeah.
Already. Is that for the ROH title?
This just says 1-on-1. So
okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Take my money. That sounds awesome. So Andrade just been killing it since coming back here as well. So looking forward to this. What else do you see them adding to Revolution?
Well, they've got Tekla and Statlander as well.
Okay.
Which I think Tekla's been great. So that is. Oh, we should mention the Penelope Ford injury as well, which was super unfortunate. Like she's had some bad breaks, and I believe it felt like they were possibly going to win the tag titles, and Penelope Ford been there since day one, and kind of it's working a bit with this mega bad thing. And it's a real shame, but I wonder if they just pivot and do what's her name, Lana Cross and Megan Bayne take these titles, or whether we just have Willow and Megan Bayne for the TBS title in a singles match, maybe.
I think I would rather that. Maybe
I'd rather that.
Like I like the Babes of Wrath, but I would much rather see Willow as like the single star. But as of right now, I think maybe you do have to pivot and keep the tag titles on them, and you could move TBS away. But I would prefer to see like Willow TBS open challenges and just have some great matches on TV. But unfortunate, like Penelope just had, you said it, like injuries or other groups with injuries, and just seems like it happens a lot, and you feel for her. And I saw some of the discourse, the people saying, oh, Harley didn't catch her and this and that. Like, I wouldn't imagine the rest, they're all out there and they trust each other, and these things happen. It's an accident, right? So you feel for her and hope she heals up, because it did kind of feel like they were geared to win that match, and then they're like,
so.
Actually, that's probably not what we're gonna do. So yeah, I feel for her on that. But you could capitalize still with the Megan Bain feels like she's becoming a pretty prominent character on AEW, and I think it is working. You could just go with her as TBS champ. So that's what I would say. Maybe that's added to the pay-per-view as well. And you said Statlander Tekla, that makes sense. You should do that one more time. But Tekla as champion, she looks so badass. She's so scary to say. Like, I think this is a great move for the women's championship. Like, having Tekla as champion right now is great.
And I think Willow dropping the TBS title to Megan can mean she can go after Tekla for the women's championship. I think Willow and Tekla sounds pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And therefore you're still involving Statlander somehow, right? Storyline wise, because of her relationship with Willow and that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're thinking of those matches being added. What else could you see? I know it was a few weeks away, but I felt like there was you got to do something with Fletcher. You could do something with Okada, but they're teasing that they're a tag team again, but they're champions. I imagine they're on the show, but I'm not sure in what capacity. But what do we have this week on Dynamite? I know that they've been killing it for me, but I didn't see what was announced for this week, and I know that they have some things planned. Brawling Birds. Brawling Birds, is that what their name is? They're pretty funny.
Yeah, it's
references.
I don't know. For me, it's just being British, and when you're seeing people suddenly become more British than they've been when we've seen them the last few years, it's a little cringy for me. Like, oh yeah, let's go for a pint then. Fucking hell! Like, okay, but I get it. Like, it's we've seen for years. We saw the stereotype of, oh, you're British. Well, you sip tea with your pinky finger out, and you talk very posh. And like William Regal's voice, it's like, mate, you're from Blackpool. Why do you sound like that? So, and then it feels like Will Ospreay broke down those walls, because it's like, no, we also say bruv in the UK. So I don't know. I enjoyed the Kat and Zoe Slater reference the other week, but I don't know. They're building them up for All In. They'll win the tag titles at All In. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And that's absolutely fine.
I know what you mean, because like it is. Oh, you're British. Let's just really lean into it now. But I do find them funny. Like, I always love Jamie, and Windsor is kind of newer to me, not knowing too much about her since before AEW. Like, but so far I'm like, all right. I could. This is fun. They're not like, main champions right now or anything. They're just side character. I could get into it, but I also see it's so stereotypical. Like, all of a sudden they're like shouting and loud and saying words that they weren't using before. But I get it, I guess. But it'd be the same, like these Canadian wrestlers. All right, let's really lean into, you love Tim Hortons and hockey and all this shit. Oh yeah, it's a beer. It's like, all right, well, we are also people.
Pint and a fight is a hell of a night.
Yeah, I always think of 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah, never forget. He's been in AEW, hasn't he? I feel like he showed up somewhere.
Danny Burch?
Yeah.
He showed up somewhere the other day.
Talk shit about Shawn Michaels, and then AEW's like, you want to wrestle a dark match?
Okay, so we have Tekla versus Thunder Rosa for the women's championship on Wednesday. As well as MJF versus Kevin Knight. That should be good.
Hell yeah.
For the AEW championship.
Kevin Knight is great too. So those two matches sound pretty good. And the Birds versus the Inspiration on Dynamite. What? Forgot that he showed up on the Grand Slam, right? I guess they're all elite. I don't know.
Yeah, the House Rules show, wasn't it?
House Rules. Got you. Yeah. I don't know if that does a whole lot, but they bring something. They bring some fans, I guess. Their name.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose to the Birds, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of about it. I can't think of too much else that happened this week on Dynamite, but yeah, seeing Bandito Andrade advertised for Revolution, you don't need to announce anything else. I'm already that could be the show stealer on that. That sounds awesome. So I know there was a New Japan show, but with Chamber and work and schedule and stuff, I knew that you weren't going to watch it, so therefore I didn't go out of my way to watch it.
Well, was this the one in, was it LA or something?
No, it was NJ in NJ. It was New Japan in New Jersey. So
right, and David Finley's last match, right? If I'm
so he said goodbye. Is he going to join the Birthright? Or is he going to join Gabe Kidd and whatever Clark Connor, Evil Hangman on Dynamite? I think I loved Gabe Kidd last year, especially the Kenny match. Like, how could you watch it? You're like, wow, again, Kenny could wrestle a broom and have a good match. But I watched that and was like, okay, maybe Gabe Kidd, we got something with this Gabe Kidd. And then he shits on AEW. And then the first chance he gets, this dude's working for them. And it's like, I don't know what that did in my brain, but now I'm like, oh, you're I don't want to use this word aura, but something.
He's just a guy now. Yeah,
now you're just some guy because you shit on him and then now you're here. So, and you come out doing the Anderson Silva thing on the stage. I'm like, what is this guy? But him with Clark Connors, I want to give it a chance because I also do like that guy too. But
yeah,
we'll see. But anything else? I was gonna say I'll probably watch that New Japan show or cherry pick some of the matches because I heard some good things coming out of it. There was Ishii and what you had Andrade and Tsuji, I guess, was the main event, but it looked like a pretty decent card. Like I would have went if that was in our city, but I didn't have time to check it out.
Nice.
Well, there's some wrestling talk for you. We spent a lot of time chatting about it. We will do it again on Tuesday. We'll be live right after NXT on Post Wrestling here on the YouTubes to talk all about some NXT, whatever happened on Raw, and some more stuff. But follow us on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is you use. Give us a follow and check out all the other stuff that we got going on, including our Patreon. Our best match ever AJ TNA show is up, and Beyond the Mat review. And then this week we'll be looking at some New Japan with AJ in New Japan. So looking forward to that. And we'll be back here live next Sunday, 2 p.m. to talk about whatever happens.
Is it Vengeance Day next week?
Oh, fuck. It is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about Vengeance Day, and then we'll talk about
some other stuff
as well. So join us. We might not be on this feed, but we'll be on the post feed, I think, on Sunday. But follow the socials. You know where to find us. And I see everyone in the chat today. Appreciate everyone saying hello. And I see this great comment. I got to read this quickly. Where did this go? I skipped through it. Chris Jones, who always shows up in our chats, says, I'm out for my birthday right now, guys. A bit pissed up. Just want to say thank you for your content. We'll listen tomorrow and catch up. Love you, fellas. CJ.
Amazing. Cheers, Chris.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
So I guess it's a birthday. It's the evening where you are right now. So I hope have one for us. Have a cold one for us and a few shots. I was feeling hungover when I woke up, but talking about wrestling woke me back up. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate all the frogs and friends out there. We will chat again very, very soon. That is it. That is all. Take care. Goodbye. And be safe.
Ahoy!